Today, kids, we're going to read the book, How Do You Know It's Fall? It's grade 4, level 4 by Ruth Owens. How do you know it's fall? Every year has 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. As summer comes to an end, fall begins. For many farmers, fall is harvest time. They gather crops that they've grown, such as apples and pumpkins. When you spot fat orange pumpkins for sale, it's a sign that fall is here. In fall, corn, wheat, and other crops are ready to be eaten. Farmers gather the crops that they grow in the field so that people can buy them. Pumpkins. Shorter days. In summer, each day has more hours of sunlight than darkness. By the time fall arrives, night and day are about the same length. Then all through the fall, daytimes become shorter than nighttime. Each year, fall starts on either September 22nd or September 23rd. The first day of fall is marked on the calendar. Keep a diary that shows how daytime gets shorter in fall. Each week in fall, pick a day and draw a clock that shows what time it got dark outside. Leaves are falling because it's fall. Frosty mornings. For fewer hours of the daylight are not the only clue that it's fall is starting. The weather begins to feel cooler too. On some mornings, everything outside is covered with frost. Chilly morning, windy days, and rain can be all a sign that fall is here. On a chilly fall morning, go outside on a frost treasure hunt. Try to spot a flower, spider web, and leaf that are covered with frost. If a person or animals breath makes a little cloud when they breathe, If a person or animal breath makes a little cloud when they breathe out, it's a sign that the weather is cold. Crunchy leaves. Sidewalks and parks covered with crunchy leaves are clues that it is fall. As summer comes to an end, the leaves on many trees change color. Green leaves turn red, yellow, orange, and brown. Then the leaves fall to the branches and flutter to the ground. The leaves that fall to the ground become food for insects and worms. Become a fall leaf collector. As many different shapes and colors of leaves as you can. Then glue or tape them into a notebook or a scrapbook. Apple time. Although summer apples on trees grow bigger and faster, when fall arrives, the apples are ready to eat. Farmers climb ladders to pick them. The apples are then loaded onto trucks that go to supermarkets. Look at the seeds inside an apple. What important job do you think the seeds have? In fall, people can visit apple farms to pick the fruit. Time for seeds. Fall is the season when many plant seeds fall to the ground. Some seeds, such as those formed from apple trees, fall to the ground inside a piece of fruit. Other seeds, such as the ones from maple trees, roll to the ground like tiny helicopters. The seeds from oak trees fall to the ground inside a tough shell called acorn. After the seeds have fallen to the ground, they wait in the soil where they're landed. When the weather warms up, they will grow into new plants. Acorns sometimes get buried underground after they have fallen from a tree. How do you think this might happen? On a frosty fall morning, a busy squirrel collects acorns and other seeds. It digs little holes in the ground and buries the food. In winter, when it's hard to find enough to eat, the squirrel will dig up the food. It won't find all the seeds it buried, however. The ones it does not find will grow into new plants and trees. A squirrel burying food. Squirrels bury the food they collect to hide it from animals such as birds, chipmunks, and other squirrels. Honk, honk, it's fall. One sign of fall is the honk honk of Canada geese as they fly south. Canada geese live in many parts of Canada and the United States. As the weathers get colder in the fall, the birds fly off to warm places in the south to spend the winter. In spring, they fly back north. When Canada geese fly together in a group, they fly in a V shape. In fall, a garden in the fall. In fall, people are busy cleaning up their garden. They rake up leaves that fall from the trees and cut down summer flowers that have died. They also plant flower buds, which will grow into daffodils and other flowers in spring. Fall is the season when people prepare their garden for the long, cold winter. Stand outside on a fall day. What sign is fall can you see? What sounds do you hear? What do you smell? Fall lasts until December 20th or 21st. Then winter begins, raking up leaves. Damn, my phone went low. And my time went out. Oh no. I'm back, kids. I thought the phone went out, but it didn't. Good. Science lab. When you're playing in the background on the playground at school or in the park when you're playing in the background on the playground at school or in the park, go on a fall treasure hunt. See how many things on the fall treasure hunt list you can see, smell, hear, or collect. If it's not fall where you live, then draw a picture of a fall scene. Include as many things from the list as you can. Then when fall comes to where you live, go outside and try to find the things you include in your drawing. Fall treasure hunt, things to see. Fruit hanging on a tree, a small animal gathering food, seeds in a flower, Canada geese flying in a V shape, a dry dead flower. Things to smell, damp leaves, a frosty morning. Things to hear, leaves crunching under your feet, a bird rustling in dry leaves, a seed falling to the ground. Things to collect, an acorn, a seed with wings, 10 leaves with different shapes and colors. Science words. Bulb. The rounded underground part of some plants. Food from the plant is stored in a bulb. Crops. Plants that are grown in a large quantity on a farm. Frost. A thin layer of ice that forms when temperatures are below freezing. Harvest. The picking or collecting of food crops that are ready to be eaten. Insect. Small animals that have 6 legs, 3 main body parts, 2 antennas, and a hard covering called an skeleton. Seeds. Small parts of a plant that can grow into new plants. How do you know it's fall? Question. Kids, this was a very good book, a special learning. So now you know when you walk outside, signs to let you know that it's fall. Until next time, make sure you say your prayers and sweet dreams. Good